I welcome you to Adult Conversations this evening. Thank you very much for tuning in. And here on Adult Conversations is where we share real life issues and discuss matters relating to the heart. Here on Adult Conversations, you give advice by contributing on the subject matter without judging. Adult Conversations is running through Adult Conversations runs every Monday through Thursday by 6 to 8 p.m. because we are here to break the culture of silence. So if you have a story that you want us to bring to the family of Adult Conversations, please send in your story along with your name and contact number to 0703 175 6537. 0703 175 6537. Tonight on Adult Conversations. My name is Nonso. Before my younger sister got married in July last year, she had been applying for a scholarship to do her master's in business administration. She recently got the scholarship to study in Germany starting January next year and told her husband about it. Luckily, her husband is a software developer, so he can work from anywhere. The thing is that he's given her a condition that when she gets a good job after the masters, she'll be giving him all her salary till he feels she has paid back the living expenses he paid for both of them while she was schooling. He promised he'll still be giving her a small allowance for personal things, but my sister has refused because, according to her, she can't be working and be giving all her money to someone else. I agree with her, but this is threatening to destroy their marriage. What advice do I give her? Nonso is speaking tonight. She's basically speaking on behalf of his younger sister, who he said before she got married in July last year, she had been applying for a scholarship to do her master's in business administration. Popularly that is called an MBA. She recently got the scholarship to study in Germany starting January next year, and she was so happy. She told her husband about it, and her husband is a software developer, so it was good for them because that means that he can work from anywhere in the world, literally. Now the thing is, he is given her a condition. Her husband is giving her a condition, telling her that when she gets a good job after the masters, she will be giving him all her salary till he feels that she has paid back the living expenses he paid for both of them while she was schooling. I'm guessing this is because the scholarship does not cover living expenses. So he promised that he'll still be giving her a small allowance to cover personal things, but Nonso's sister has bluntly refused because she says she can't be working and be giving somebody else all her money. Nonso says, I agree with her, but this is threatening to destroy her marriage, and I don't know what to do. So what advice do I give her? Well, what advice would you give Nonso's sister if you were in Nonso's shoes? What advice would you give? Well, tonight we'll hear that because Nonso wants his sister to get some good advice. So the number to call to advise her is 07000 917 917. 07000-917-917. You can also send in a text or a WhatsApp message to 0703-175-6537. 0703-175-6537. Now, of course, you can listen live from anywhere you are in the world on the website www.wfm917.com. www.wfm917.com. Now also you can download the Women Radio app, WFM 917, on Google Play Store and on iOS. Now when you call, please turn down the volume of your radio. Turn it down so that I can hear properly. And if you want to join the group chat, please feel free to send your name and contact number on WhatsApp. Send your name and contact number on WhatsApp to this WhatsApp number, 0703-175-6537. And you'll be added onto the group. Kindly indicate as well that you would like to be added on to the group. Now when you call in, please keep your comment down under 2 minutes, 3 minutes at the most. And please, I don't want to cut anyone off. So please let's adhere to that. 2 minutes, 3 minutes at the most. Thank you. All right. I'll be going on the Adult Conversations WhatsApp group and I'll be taking comments from there first. This is why I say you need to join that group chat. So I'm taking this one from Chichi from Magbo. Chichi is saying, I beg, make a free me, Joe. I'm not really giving him all her salary. Why he not? Your sister should never agree to that, no matter what. This my opposite gender, eh? Make una fear God. That's coming from Chichi from Magbo. This particular one is coming in from. Again, you don't put your name and location. Put your name and location, please. Put your name and location. All right, I'll read the next one, and this one is coming from Ishime. Ishime here is saying they should talk and sign an agreement on the terms on how to pay back if that is what he wants, or if possible look for someone else. If possible, she should divorce him and walk away from the marriage. And that's what Ishime is saying. Chinwe from Ejigbo is saying, good evening, lady. Going to abroad immediately after marriage is not advisable, except both of you are good. You started applying before you got married. How would you have sponsored it? Well, if you must travel, try and reach a compromise with your hubby. Well, I think that's after that was, she was applying for a scholarship. So she already had plans to do that. Sophia from Abekota is saying, good evening, everyone. The truth is that traveling abroad entails a lot of expenses. The husband might even collect a loan for the relocation, but asking the wife to give him all her salary without any serious documentation on how the money is being collected is totally wrong. If he wants her to pay for the loan he collected, then that's not too bad. But saying he'll be collecting her salary till when he feels she has paid back is totally wrong. But better still, the lady should collect a loan elsewhere on better terms. And that's coming from Sophia from Abekota. All right, what are your thoughts on this? I'm going to read this message, but please, when next you send in a message, endeavor to put your name and location. All right, so this one is saying, good afternoon, but please, when next you send in a message, endeavor to put your name and location. All right, so this one is saying, good afternoon, sponsoring someone abroad comfortably will cost about 15 to 25 million a year, or even much more. It's not easy at all. He's not complaining about taking care of her in Nigeria, right? He's probably thinking he'll be spending all his salary just to take care of her expenses. So he's thinking of doing it as a loan so he can recover financially afterwards. His approach is wrong. Or maybe he's insecure that she will leave him for another man, and he's using this as a strategy to tie her down. That being said, they should both meet like strangers with their lawyers, agree to a non-interest loan, and then they can agree on a reasonable way she will pay him back. Their lawyers should sign the agreement, and that way everyone can avoid wahala. Okay. Well, the program has just started, so I will definitely be taking your comments as well. What do you think concerning this particular story? Nonso is saying, this is threatening my sister's marriage. The fact that her husband is saying she should pay him back by collecting all of her salary when she gets a good job after masters, then she's saying, I don't think I can do that, because that would basically be me giving him all my money when I'm the one working for it. So she doesn't like that idea at all. And also is saying this is threatening their marriage. So what are your thoughts tonight? 07000 917 917 is the number to call.
Here we go. 3, 2, 1. I
don't know if for nobody.
Keep it locked. You're about to turn your radio on. We are WFM 91.7. My children are surprises. Adane buys my favorite 3 crowns milk regularly. And as for Chinedu, that one makes it rain with monthly. I plan to take me to Dubai someday soon, so I can see Burj Khalifa and other fine places.
Win your mom a trip to Dubai. Buy 3 crowns milk products worth 2,000 naira. Write a note to say thank you to your mom. Post it on www.tweetbuy. Buy 3 crowns milk products worth 2,000 naira. Write a note to say thank you to your mom. Post it on www.tweetbuy. www.3crownsmilk.com.ng and she could be one of the lucky winners. Terms and conditions apply. 3 Crowns Milk. Healthy moms, happy families.
Dọkịta, ya bụ na onweghị ihe ọjọọ nwunye ịdị Ugomma tinye n'ofe egusi ahụ mere afọ Jesiah.
Igwe mbanụ, nyocha anyị mere gosipụtara na onweghị ihe ọbụla mere ndị ọzọ riri ya bụ ofe egusi nwunye ịdị Ugomma si.
Ya bụ ofe egusi tọrọ mpịsị ezi. Dọkịta, ọ bụrụ ihe a mere mgbe mụ na ezinụlọ m ji egbu ọgwụ mgbochi COVID-19. Ụfọdụ nwere arụ ọkụ na isi ọwụwa, mana ụfọdụ enweghị ihe ọbụla mere ha.
Etu ahụ mmadụ si anabata ya bụ ọgwụ mgbochi COVID-19 dị n'iche n'iche, mana ihe ndị a abụghị nsogbu ọbụla. O nwekwara ọtụtụ ndị ọ naghị eme ihe ọbụla n'ahụ. Ọgwụ mgbochi COVID-19 dị ire, dịkwa ezigbo mma n'ahụ iji chekwaba mmadụ site n'ọrịa COVID-19.
Inughị ya ndị be anyị, o nwere onye ga-eji maka obere arụ mgbe ị pụrụ inweta mgbe ị gbara ọgwụ mgbochi COVID-19 wee rapụ ije gbuo ọgwụ mgbochi nke ya.
Chekwaba onwe gị, ezinụlọ gị ya na ndị agbata obi gị si n'aka ọrịa COVID-19. Jee gbaa ọgwụ mgbochi ọrịa nke gị.
Ọkwa maka ịhụnanya, ọkwa maka ịhụnanya, ọkwa maka ịhụnanya.
Afọ m bụ Nwafọ Ibekwe, abụ m onye isi ndị Village People. Anyị bịa ka ikwupụta oke iwe dị anyị n'obi. Ọ bụ ihe gbasara otu ndị mmadụ si akpọ anyị aja afa n'ihe na-agbasatara anyị chaa chaa.
Ma ọ bụ na ihe mere, ma ọ bụ na mba, ma ọ n'ụlọ, ọgbara ndị
Bọọsụ gara aga, Thomas nwere ahụ obi mgbu, oke ụkwara ya na nsogbu ikute ume, mana Thomas ekweghị na o nwere ike ịbụ ya COVID-19 na-eme ya. Ọkpọwa
mana ọ bụ ya bụ Thomas jụrụ ijewe ọgwụ mgbochi COVID-19 mgbe ndị ụlọ ọrụ ha niile ya na ndị agbata obi ya jere gbaa ọgwụ mgbochi nke ha. Thomas sịrị, COVID-19 is not my portion.
Ịbụ onye na-eme ka Thomas, ọ bụghịkwa ndị village na-emego.
Chekwaba onwe gị, ezinụlọ gị ya na ndị agbata obi gị si n'aka ọrịa COVID-19. Jee gbaa ọgwụ mgbochi ọrịa nke gị.
Ọkwa maka ịhụnanya, ọkwa maka ịhụnanya, ọkwa maka ịhụnanya. Akụkọ a bụ akụkọ gbasara enyi abụọ, Thomas na Ọgadimma. Thomas jụrụ na ya na ezinụlọ ya agaghị agba ya bụ ọgwụ mgbochi COVID-19. N'otu ntabi anya, Thomas na ndị be ya abụọ butekwara ya bụ COVID-19. N'ime ọnwa ole na ole Thomas nọrọ n'akwa ọrịa na ụgwọ akwụkwọ siri ya ike. Chai, nwanne Thomas bidoro n'ịkụ ihe ọkụ. Ebu ya buga n'ụlọ ọgwụ.
Anyị agbala mbọ anyị nwere ike ịma,
mana enyi ya nwoke bụ Ọgadimma ọrụ ezinụlọ ya niile jee gbaa ya bụ ọgwụ mgbochi COVID-19 mgbe otu onye na be ya butere ya bụ nje COVID-19. Naanị obere ahụ iwu nke o nwere ma agbakekwe nke ọma. Ịbụ onye na-ege ntị, ịbụ Thomas ka ịbụ Ọgadimma.
Chekwaba onwe gị, ezinụlọ gị ya na ndị agbata obi gị si n'aka ọrịa COVID-19. Jee gbaa ọgwụ mgbochi ọrịa nke gị.
Ọkwa maka ịhụnanya, ọkwa maka ịhụnanya, ọkwa maka ịhụnanya.
anyị ahụ sirila n'ihe mmemme ọchịkọchị na redio. Onye ga-agba anyị si n'eze onye ọkachamara soshal midia ọ na-akọwara anyị ihe mere na ya nwa achọghị ịgba ọgwụ mgbochi COVID-19 chaa chaa.
Hello, ọ bụ Ada Bingin na-ekwu. Ebee ka onye mgbasa ozi soshal midia gị a si enweta akụkọ a niile ọ na-akọrọ anyị maka COVID-19 vaccine?
Ana m eweta ozi ndị a site na blogs, gossip news.
Ya bụ na akụkọ niile ị na-agbasa na soshal midia maka ọgwụ mgbochi COVID-19 esiteghị n'aka ndị WHO, NCDC maọbụ NPHCDA. Ejizara ndụ ndị mmadụ egwuregwu.
Ị chọrọ inweta ozi zuru oke maọbụ eziokwu gbasara bụ ọgwụ mgbochi COVID-19, gaa n'akara ịntanetị webụsaịtị ndị WHO, NCDC nakwa NPHCDA.
Chekwaba onwe gị, ezinụlọ gị ya na ndị agbata obi gị si n'aka ọrịa COVID-19. Jee gbaa ọgwụ mgbochi ọrịa nke gị.
Ọkwa maka ịhụnanya, ọkwa maka ịhụnanya, ọkwa maka ịhụnanya.
Ẹkúndéédé wòyí ẹ̀yin èèyàn mi nínú Olúwa, èmi ni olùṣọ́ àgùntàn Débọ̀ Adégòkè. Mo ní ìròyìn ayọ̀ fún ẹnìkan tó ń gbọ́ mi. Ètò ìbánisẹ́ ìpàdé àdúrà ní èdè Yorùbá láti ìjọ Mozal Christian Ministries International Freedom Arena ní ìlú London yóò máa wáyé bẹ̀rẹ̀ láti ọjọ́ Sátidé láago 2 àárọ̀ lórí Women Radio. Lórúkọ Jésù ìwọlẹ̀ nìkan, Jésù Olúwa.
feel that there's some sort of lack of professionalism in this because we're talking about 100 lives.
Government has also put in place a structure to make it look like what they have in mind.
How do we stop crime in the society? Because at the end of the day, if a man cannot provide for his wife anymore, he looks for other means. Because we should arrest Nigerian problems.
This is Panorama.
Mondays through Fridays from 9 to 5 a.m.
WFM 91.7 will bring you ladies from across Nigeria's political zones, dissecting, discussing, and disagreeing on topical issues of the day. You too can join the conversation by tweeting us at WFM 917 with the hashtag Panorama. WFM 1.7, Voice of Women.
Welcome back to Adult Conversations on Women Radio 91.7, and this is where we share real life issues and we discuss matters relating to the heart. If you're just tuning in, you're welcome, and we're talking about Nonso's sister's story today. Nonso is the one who actually sent the story in, so he's the one that has our focus today, but the story is about his sister. He's saying that before his younger sister got married last year in July, she had been applying for a scholarship to do her master's in business administration. Now, she recently got the scholarship to study in Germany starting January next year, and she told her husband about it. Luckily, her husband is a software developer, so that means he's in tech space and he can work literally almost anywhere because, they work remotely. Now, the thing is that he's given her a condition that when she gets a good job after the master's, she'll be giving him all her salary till he feels that she has paid back all the living expenses that he would have spent for both of them while she was schooling. He promised that he will still be giving her a small allowance for personal things, but Nonso says his sister has refused because, according to her, she can't be working and giving all her money to someone else. Nonso says, I agree with her, but this is threatening to destroy their marriage. And bear in mind, they've only been married for 1 year. So, what advice do I give her is what Nonso is asking tonight. Have you been in these shoes before? Do you know anyone who has been in these shoes before? The number to call is 07000 917 917 to give Nonso's sister some really good advice. What do you think about it? Do you think she should be okay with the fact that he's saying he will sponsor the living expenses when they're in Germany, but he would ask her for all her salary? He will expect her to give him, by him I mean the husband now, he would expect her to give him all her salary till he feels that she would have paid back all the living expenses that he spent on both of them while she was in school. So she's not going to be working, she's not going to be doing anything, and even if she's going to be working, he is still taking care of most of the bills, and he's saying those living expenses, I would be responsible for that while you're in school. But once you're done with your masters and you do get a good job, as soon as you get the job and they start paying you, you start giving me all of your salary till I feel like you have covered the total amount of the living expenses I paid while you're in school. Do you think this is a fair bargain? Do you think this is something that is right? And above all, do you think that Nonso's sister should agree to this? The number to call is 07000 917 917. 07000 917 917. What do you think about it? If you are the one in Nonso's sister's shoes, would you buy into this? Would you accept this particular type of deal? Now, further information reads there in the message that Nancy's sister planned, she has some money saved, and she also planned to work while she was abroad to sponsor her living expenses and to use part of the money that she had spent, that she had saved before. So she wasn't directly counting on her husband for living expenses. I just needed to add that part. Hello, good evening. Good evening, I can barely hear you. Good evening. I can't take this call. The network around you is really bad. Can you please call back when you have better network? Thank you. The number to call is 07000-917-917. Nonsense sister is basically saying, I'm not going to be giving you all my salary when I do get paid, once I get a good job. Now, remember, but the fact that she has completed her master's doesn't mean she'll get a good job immediately. It will still take some time, meaning her husband will still have to be funding the living expenses until she gets a good job, and then that can still take a while. So what do you think? Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Victor. I'm calling from Turkey.
Okay, Victor, please go ahead.
So in this matter, how can a husband say his own wife is a business his own salary? It's not proper.
Okay.
So what is going to happen? I'm not going to go back. You cannot say just to the own salary. So what is going to happen? I'm not going to go back. You cannot say just to the own salary. So what is it cannot happen.
But that's what he's saying, you're saying he cannot be saying that, but
Like I'm not going to go.
all right, call back if you can. 07000-917-917 is the number to call. 07000-917-917 is the number to call. What do you think about the story? And what do you advise that Nonsense sister should do? He's asking for advice on her behalf. So what do you think that is wisdom in this case? Hello, good evening. Hello? Hello, are you there? Please call back if you can. 07917-917. What do you think is the thing to do that is wise in this case? Because it's one thing to say, oh, what he's saying, he's not supposed to be doing that. He may not technically be supposed to be doing that, but he's definitely doing it. Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good evening. My name is John. I'm calling from Kobe.
Oh, hello, Young. Thank you for calling. It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while. I was looking around for some time.
Okay, good to have you back. Thank you for calling. All right, please go ahead.
All right. This story is somehow. I really wonder if this man is really the husband of this woman. Is really the husband, or a kind of I don't know how to put it. So this is a question that's running my mind while you're reading the story.
Okay.
I don't know how a man can give his wife this kind of condition. Okay, let's assume that this woman doesn't get a job after graduating, so after she has finished her
The
master's.
masters, yes.
What happens if she doesn't have a job for the next 5 years? What happens if what will really happen if she doesn't have the job in the next 5 years? Because that from the next 5 years, from the next time she gets a job, you start calculating what you pay for you and for your wife. I don't think I would allow my sister to go into that kind of a deal.
Okay, so what would you advise at this point?
I won't allow my sister to go into that deal. Let them have a discussion. This is your wife going for a master's, and you have to give her all necessary support. Unconditionally. My advice is that she should not accept any condition except that, okay, you are going and I'm doing my best, I'll contribute my best to your expenses.
Right.
That's the only condition.
Thank you very much, Young. Calling. Yes, remember that you have to keep your comments under 2 minutes. And if you have to go overboard, maximum it's 3 minutes, please. Maximum it's 3 minutes, please. Maximum is 3 minutes per person when you call. So please let us do our best to stick to that. I would like to take as many calls as I can today. So let's endeavor to stick to 2 minutes per person. And if you have to overshoot that, then 3 minutes is the maximum. So as soon as you start talking, you can also just time yourself and see how that goes. Young right now is saying that he doesn't even agree with this. As a matter of fact, he's thinking about it and he's wondering, how is your husband even asking you to do this in the first place? Like, how is this even coming up? How did he think this through and expect and give you this kind of condition? Because he's saying, I don't think this person is your husband, but well, the reality is that's a husband. So he's saying he doesn't expect Nonso to give his sister any type of advice to agree to that condition. He is saying whatever it is you're telling your sister, make sure she doesn't agree to that condition. If she's going to go and he's going to be in support, then let him support unconditionally without any conditions. Give her what he has if he still wants to give, and then let her go pursue her dream. But in a marriage, he doesn't expect for that to be happening. So he's saying, what if she doesn't get a job in 5 years? My immediate answer to that would be he will keep collecting it until she gets a job. And it's not that she won't get a job in 5 years, it's that she may not get a good job enough to pay back this money within a very short period of time. She might really have to go through the process. You know how sometimes you travel abroad and then you're really going through it. You're cleaning, you're waitressing, or you're just being a barman, or whatever it is that you have to do in that really tasking new country that you're in. So sometimes it's not that you don't have work, it's that you don't have a really good job. Now your MBA can get you a lot of things depending on the country that you go to, but it might not necessarily get you a good job within the time that you think that yourself or you've committed yourself to. So that just might be the challenge there. Well, what do you think about this? What do you think about this? Because this is an entire situation right now. This is an entire situation, and he's talking about collecting all her salary once she gets a good job. And her nonsense sister is saying, you've got to be kidding me. No, you have got to be kidding me, because why will I be working and be giving you all my salary? Why would I do that? Now on the flip side, the man can say, why would I be working and be paying living expenses for both of us? Why would I be doing that? Why can't I just pay living expenses for one person while you work and go to school for your masters and then contribute to the living expenses? There are different ways to think about this, but I won't think about it. The number to call is 07000 917 917. Do you think what the husband is doing is fair? And what do you think is the motive behind what he's doing? And what do you advise Moses' sister to do? 07000 917 917. That's the number to call. Put a call through and let me hear what your comments are. Put it 07000 917 917. Now I know this is a very tricky story, but I know you have advice, and the number to call is 07000 917 917. Let's hear what you think about this. This is a very tricky one, and nobody wants to be stranded in any country they're going to for the first time, particularly for the first time. So it might look like everything is good, but everything's just easy breathing, but that might also be an indication that this person's not being herself, particularly if they're the kind of people that are usually really vibrant, and they're suddenly just not anymore. They're just not. So what do you do about that, particularly in this situation? What do you do about this? 07000 917. What advice would you tell Nonso to give his sister? 07000 917 917 is the number to call. Hello, good evening. Hello? 917 917 is the number to call. Hello, good evening. Hello? Hello, are you there? All right. Kindly call back if you can. 07000 917 917. That's the number. 07000 917 917. You can always send in a text or a WhatsApp message to 0703 175 6537. 0703 175 6537. All right, this is still a Donald Conversations on Women Radio 91.7.
Keep it loud. Keep it loud. So you ready to love? Wow. We go live.
Have you been a victim of corruption? Do you want to report how corruption affects you and your community? Send an SMS or WhatsApp message to 0703 175 6537. My children are surprises. Adane buys my favorite 3 crowns milk regularly. My children are surprises. Adane buys my favorite 3 crowns milk regularly. And as for Chinedu, that one makes it rain with monthly upkeep. Then plan to take me to Dubai someday soon, so I can see Burj Khalifa and other fine places.
Win your mom a trip to Dubai. Buy 3 crowns milk products worth 2,000 naira. Write a note. Thank you to your mom. Post it on www.3crowns.com.ng and she could be one of the lucky winners to Dubai. Terms and conditions apply. 3 crowns milk. Healthy moms, happy families.
2023 general election don't come home. Time don't come to move Nigeria forward with our votes. Make we join hands together and vote for better candidates. Candidates wey no dey use women play. Candidates wey carry woman matter for head. We know make una get una permanent voters card PVC. Make we vote better. Na Voice for Women Empowerment Foundation and Women Radio 91.7 bring una this message.
Ní Women Radio 91.7 àmọ̀rírì rẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ ni a sì ń fẹ́ láti súnmọ́ ẹ sí i. Ní báyìí ọmọ ẹgbẹ́ Women Radio yóò mú ẹ darapọ̀ pẹ̀lú àwọn ìdínlógójì ní Nàìjíríà. Ṣé oníṣòwò ni ẹ́, oníṣòwò aládàáni, akẹ́kọ̀ọ́ nílé ìwé, òṣìṣẹ́ fẹ̀yìntì, ìyàwó ilé tàbí àgbẹ̀? Women Radio wà fún yín láì ná yín ní ohunkóhun. Forúkọsílẹ̀ ní wfm917.com. O sì tún lè darapọ̀ mọ́ ọmọ ẹgbẹ́ Women Radio ní Facebook group gẹ́gẹ́ bí ọmọ ẹgbẹ́. A ó bá ọ ṣe ìgbélárugẹ okòwò rẹ ní Women Radio tí wàá sì tún láǹfààní láti máa jẹ ẹ̀bùn tó jọjú lóṣooṣù. Download mobile app wa kó o sì máa gbọ́ wa níbikíbi. Ọmọ ẹgbẹ́ Women Radio yóò mú ẹ ní àjọṣepọ̀ pẹ̀lú akẹgbẹ́ obìnrin bíi tiẹ̀ tó kù.
Women are simply amazing. Great nurturers who spend most of their time, energy, and thoughts juggling life and family. Women are refreshing worlds of courage and warmth. Up to you, woman. Now is the time to find and identify your true self. Become the best you. Identify your true self. Become the best you. Live your true purpose. Up to you with Izime helps you begin the journey and empowers you with hope and inspiration. Tune into Up You with Izime Kufre Kanem every Saturday at 4 p.m. WFM 91.7. Up You with Izime will help you stand up, speak up, shake up, soak up, skill up, and serve up. It's 4 p.m. every Saturday on Women Radio WFM 91.7. Up You with Izime, finding self, finding purpose.
What are the consequences of corruption on the woman? Silence through diverse forms. Education, healthcare, laws and policies fostering unfavorable conditions to the woman at all levels. The Woman Agenda, breaking that falsy and good governance. The Woman Agenda is deliberate and calculative in amplifying the voice of women. The Woman Agenda, Fridays 3 p.m.
19 minutes to 7, and this is still Adult Conversations on Women Radio 91.7. And this is where we share real life issues and discuss matters relating to the heart. If you want to have your story profiled on Adult Conversations, please make sure to send in your story. Make sure to send in your story to 0703 175 6537. Please put your name and contact number so that we can call you if we need further information. 7,917 is the number to call right now to give advice to Nonso's sister on the program tonight. So if you're just tuning in, this is the story and I will read it the way it has been sent in so you can get the full picture. Now, Nonso says, my name is Nonso. Before my younger sister got married in July last year, she had been applying for a scholarship to do her master's in business administration. She recently got that scholarship to study in Germany starting January next year, and she told her husband about it. Now, her husband is luckily a software developer, so he can work from anywhere. The thing is that he's given her a condition that when she gets a good job after the masters, she will be giving him all her salary till he feels that she has paid back the living expenses he paid for both of them while she was schooling. He promised he'll still be giving her a small allowance for personal things, but my sister has refused because according to her, she can't be working and giving all her money to someone else. I agree with her, but this is threatening to destroy their marriage. What advice do I give my younger sister? And that is what Nonso is asking tonight. If you have any good advice for him and for her, of course, then please call in. The number to call is 07000-917-917. Send in your text or WhatsApp message to 0703-175-6537. Do you know anyone who has been in these shoes before? How did they handle this situation? Hello, good evening. Good evening. Please, what's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Johnson. I'm calling from Ogun State.
Your name again?
Johnson.
Nelson from Ogun State.
Yeah.
Okay, where in Ogun State, please?
Before.
Okay, all right, please go ahead. What is your advice?
We enjoy the program too. Only the advice we have best for the month is saying, why not be still not picking where you go, not be given a condition. Well, before then, we have the shop as the I wanted the woman get with he confused that before he made that condition. For me, if I own life again, I want to give you God. For me, I don't feel you make that kind of condition say after you don't finish, you don't graduate to go for master again. After master degree, you don't get a job. You know the stress when they inside school. For that one, so I don't advise me after a few words then they talk so.
Hey, you know to talk like I know, I beg. We know the judge for you.
So don't be judging me the judge. And for my own mind, now this is very true. I can fit treat a woman like for me, we decide that she goes to school. Don't be pity when I'm born. Like for me, we decide that she goes to school. Don't be pity when I'm born. Then it's time to before woman goes to school. The one I would tell say the woman not even change her mind for to go to school, stay a girl and that man for them. I don't have my own.
Wait, you never give advice yet. What did they try and talk to?
Hello?
I say you never give advice, so wait till they try and talk to you. You didn't try to tell the man, say you never just give that condition.
I don't want to give the man. Life. For life, I will live again. Let the man not come make that kind of condition again.
They should give her all the money we should go make.
may not make that kind of condition. It may feel you marry the woman. If not, the woman will be serious love her. I'm not saying I ain't marry her. That's still her baby.
Yes.
Then I say her, you know when they tell me that position before, she's not talking about that, okay. I don't care how much you want of the life. Now, parents now, that's the one help you put down. But if you want to say no, but maybe you want to say like, they give her up. I want to say, give her 50%,
I still waiting to talk to. All right, now, Nelson, thank you. Okay, so Nelson is basically saying in this situation that he doesn't even know why the husband is coming up with this kind of condition, particularly because they live in the same house. They are married. So it's not like that's his child that he's saying, okay, I give you money, you pay me back. That's his wife. So he's wondering, why is she even coming up with this? Why is he even coming up with this in the first place? So Nelson is saying, look, if you're going to do this, then maybe when you start making money, you can give. If you're going to do this, then maybe when you start making money, you can give him like 15% of the 100% that you're making. But you can't give him all your money. And he's saying, even if this is like the worst case scenario, but you can't give him all your money. And he's saying, even if this is like the worst case scenario, people still have come up with that kind of condition. So he's saying they should have a conversation about it. Maybe to then sit down, maybe the matter proper, maybe for up to down, maybe dissect the matter. Still supposed to be supposed to maybe the matter if they're not go sponsor them at all, make it a sponsor at all, make it a sponsor. At least any agreement they get, they're gonna say okay, now the agreement will get this way before we travel. You understand? Hello, good evening. Hi, Mr. Darling. Thank you for calling. Hope you had a good day today.
yes, and you?
I'm all right. Thank you so much. I did have a good day. Thank you for calling.
Right. So to please, this marriage, is it a contract marriage or a normal marriage that you and I know?
It's the normal marriage where you and I know, Mr. Valentino. They don't tell me in a contract though.
What is happening? Are they Nigerians?
They are Kuku Nigerians. Igbo self.
This is absurd. Seriously. Now, let me ask that man. This woman you are trying to place a condition on her head. You truly married her. This certificate is going to connect and to show up as CV. On whose interest is it? Is it not for you? If this woman now climb up in her career, is it not for your own good? In fact, there are things I don't know how to really put my mouth in this one. This man should tell us why he is giving this condition. I don't know. Ordinarily, who's supposed to be giving the money for the upkeep in the house? Is it not the man? Why would you ask the woman to compensate you for taking care of your responsibility, for God's sake? So men can live out.
Well, Mr. Darlington, maybe what he's thinking is, number one, they're in a different country. Number two, things will be more expensive there. So maybe, I'm sure you must have heard of all these stories where the man invests in the woman and then they get abroad and then everything changes and all of that. So maybe he's trying to not lose a good side.
There's no excuse for this type of condition. That's what I'm saying.
I hear you.
As long as your wife, whatever she's bringing to the house that will lift up the family, it's your own credit, for God's sake.
Exactly.
You don't need to place conditions again on her. The way you just said it, wow, I don't understand though. So if Bushman gives him that money, he will collect it,
well, he has asked for the money, so I believe he would. And maybe he wouldn't. We don't really know.
No, he did not even quantify it. He said he will continue, the woman will continue to give him until he is satisfied that she has given him enough. He didn't say this is the actual amount you are going to give me. He said the woman will continue to bring her salary until he is satisfied that yes, You have paid me for all I spent.
Mr. Darlington, what's the advice?
Please, that woman should not succumb to this. She must not succumb to it. I'm not joking. She must to drag it. Let them drag it anywhere. Let the man come and tell me where this is a law or which tradition is it trying to apply here. It's not done. It's not. After all, the woman went on scholarship now. So it's not your money. It's not your money.
Thank you very much, Mr.
But there's no reason for the woman to succumb to it. This is blackmail of the highest order.
Thank you so much, Mr. Darlington. Thank you for calling. All right. So again, that's another person who thinks this is completely bizarre. Completely just preposterous for you to just say, oh, you give me back all of the money that I've paid for our joint living expenses. Now, again, I think I can understand where this is coming from, and I say that because there are situations where things like this happen, and then the couple goes abroad, and then it looks like the woman starts working, and then she starts a whole life of her own. I'm sure you've heard of situations like that, and then she's spending all this money and living a certain quality of life, and it feels like the man is the one losing because he has invested so much, but he's not getting anything in return. Now, maybe that's where this particular school of thought is coming from. I really can't speak it's coming from, but what I do know is what I'm reading out, and that's what the story says. So what do you think about this? Where do you think this begins and where do you think this ends? Above all, what is your advice to Nonso's sister? So when we say don't succumb to this, what's the backup? Now, I understand, I did read out earlier that she did say that she has some money saved. She has some money, she used to work before. She didn't say where specifically, but she used to work before. Remember that this is masters, so she was working before. She has some money saved for the living expenses, and she'll also get a job when she gets to Germany, so she can augment and find a way around it. But now, if this is the issue, or if this is what she has planned, technically this is one way to survive. A lot of people do this. They go school abroad and they work at the same time, and they make money enough to pay their bills and do the basic things as long as they're living. So what I don't understand is why this man is coming up with this kind of condition, and you can't even say, oh, don't do this, because you can't even say don't enter the marriage. You can't even say don't enter the marriage because they're already married. I think the only question I'll ask at this point is, did he know about the scholarship? Did he know you were applying for the scholarship before you got married? Did he know about it before you got married? And if he got it, what did he say about that? Did you talk about it? Did you get to the conversation of living expenses? Have you heard about this condition before now? What do you think? Hello, good evening. Yes, Mr. Darling.
You're asking for backup. This woman is already independent financially. She can take care of herself. You're asking for backup. This woman is already independent financially. She can take care of herself. She don't need this man to be bossing her around as they stand now. So I don't know where the fear or the backup is coming from. Let this lady refuse first and let's see this man's reaction. Any responsible man will come her way and marry her off with her masters.
She's already married, Mr. Darlington.
If the man says he doesn't want again, she has nothing to lose. That's the highest thing she can do now, nothing else. Is there children involved in the marriage now?
No, they don't have kids.
In fact, that man is not you. If that woman can do that, I should be talking to her.
Thank you. Okay. So again, this is actually very. I'm still taken aback by this whole thing. But I want to hear your advice. What do you advise Nonso to do? Nonso's sister to do? Hello, good evening.
Just saying this. Want to tell the man if he definitely he's the woman. What of the woman talk when he leaves the club? How much do you have to hold your business? You understand it all. The thing is, woman invest all the money put for the woman, but the okay, what of the woman soup when they lick the corn, when they invest that money to she go fit pay? Because the man get up well. Because he know that I get up, because I don't already know everything is kind of like, because you never get a shit for it, you never get a shit for it. You know, it's a stupid man, though.
Okay, I'm gonna have to end the call right now. Thank you very much, because you can't say that. Again, we don't do judgment in adult conversations. You can express yourself very well. As a matter of fact, I want you to express yourself, but please do not cuss. Don't cuss and don't insult anyone, please. Don't cuss, don't insult anyone, and don't attack anyone's opinion. Thank you. So please let us stick to those rules, and we will be just fine on the program. This is actually a safe space. This is a safe space for you. It's a safe space for you to share your story and get a lot of feedback that you can actually need. It will put you in the right direction to decide what it is that you want to do. And this is basically why Nonso's sister is basically, or this is why Nonso is asking for advice on behalf of his sister, because he knows that you would give good advice. So please, let's not be unnecessarily judgmental, and let's try to make sure that we communicate constructively in a way that it can help the situation and not make it worse. All right, thank you very much. So I beg, if you want calling me the toxic person, get us and be or person here nowhere, that kind of thing. Maybe no insult anybody for a year. As I don't talk now, maybe just stick to her. Maybe no cause anybody for a year. Maybe no attack any other person's opinion. Now say it before adult conversations. Thank you. All right. So what are your thoughts tonight? What do you have to say, particularly for this story, being that this is where we are right now? I mean, at the moment, it doesn't look like anybody's going back on anything. At the moment, this is where we are at. This is what he's saying about the scholarship. This is what he's saying about it. And that's why I'm asking. So if you're listening, let me know. Did her husband know about this before they got married? Did her husband know that she was applying for an MBA or for an MBA scholarship? Let me put it that way. Did he know about it? And if he did, what did he say when he knew? What was his level of interest? What was the feedback that she got? Was it type of like, okay, we'll get to that bridge, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it, or we would, or I will support you, I will give you, what was the feedback? Now, if you're close to your sister and you know about what's going on in their marriage right now, I really believe that to a large extent, what happened before. So maybe you can inquire and let us know here on Adult Conversation so we can, transpose that into our advice that we're giving you. So let's do that. All right, this is an incoming message from Ceci Otegbayo from Agopa Swe Okota, Lagos. Ceci is saying, it is well, this man just wants to milf. He should stay in Nigeria while the wife goes and finishes the course and comes back to him, or rather get married to someone else. This is a competitor already. Oh, Ceci, thank you very much for that. Ceci is basically saying this man is not your husband per se. This man is your competitor. This man wants to outdo you in life, which is why he's trying to control you. Now, all of this is on one hand. Believe me when I say the story is about a man sponsoring his wife to go to study geography, study nursing, study whatever it is that she's studying abroad, and then she gets a job and he's asking for her salary every single month or every single week, depending on how they're paid. These stories are real. I'm sure you have heard about such stories. So if this is coming now in such stories, or I've heard about such stories, but I haven't heard that the man of stories, but I haven't heard that the man gave them this condition before they went for the masters or before they went to study nursing or whatever it is they want to study. I didn't, of course, they never say everything, so we don't know about that. But there are those stories where you actually hear husbands saying that, oh, I sponsored her from secondary school or from university, and I flew her and I enrolled her to study nursing. I have invested in her, and I'm asking for her to pay the bills or for her to for her to give me a salary for a period of time, and she's refusing, and it's making a whole big deal, and people are dying because of this. And the wife is calling the police, saying that, oh, this man is being a nuisance right now. The men are going to jail. Believe me, I've seen all the stories online. And a lot of time is the one that gets the heat for these kinds of stories, because it's like, wow, this man, we don't suffer on top your head. We don't pay your bills, pay all your fly you come up from Nigeria and go abroad. This man don't sweat for your life, don't invest inside this thing your life. Now when you don't start to make money for this nothing way you do, you don't want to give the man anything. If the man salary, hey, maybe the man send you go school, why you don't go give man your salary? That's usually the kind of comments that we hear online. So that was actually what occurred to me when I received this story. It's basically that situation, but in backwards. This is like the back play or the playback. What I mean to say is this is the back view of this story. So it feels like that, that whole calling the police and all of that hasn't happened yet, because they haven't gone abroad yet. But this is like what happens before. So at the end of the day, you ask yourself, is this even worth it in the first place? Again, I have to repeat that Nonso's sister has her own money. She has her own money set aside for this master's, or at least for living expenses, and of course it won't cover everything. The currency is increasing every day, the value is increasing every day, and things globally are not as buoyant as they used to be. So she will struggle, she will most definitely struggle. But the fact that she has money saved up, and she's also willing to work when she gets to Germany, to a large extent, that already puts her in a good place when it comes to finances. And then, of course, there's family and friends that she can reach out to before she travels. So at the end of the day, is this really the best thing to do when it comes to what to do next? Why did he even come up with this kind of condition in the first place? But the most important question is what Nonso is asking. What advice should I give her? So he's saying that his sister is saying, I'm not going to accept this type of condition. As a matter of fact, this ain't happening. This is not happening. Because I'm not going to be working and be giving it happening. Because I'm not going to be working and be giving no sense. And then Nonso says, I agree with her point of view that it doesn't make any sense, but this is threatening her marriage. This marriage is literally 1 year old. 1 year, maybe some months. How did we even get to this point? What is advice from Nonso's sister? 7,917,917 is the number to call. 7,917,917. What are your thoughts tonight on this one? And what do you advise Nonso to do? What do you advise Nonso to do? What do you advise Nonso to tell his sister to do? The number is 07917917917. That's the number to call. 07917917917. What do you think is going to work in this situation? Particularly because at this point, there is literally almost no going back. And I say almost because they can always file for a divorce and all of that, but they're already married. If this was happening when they were engaged, then you can be like, boy, I am out of your life. But now they don't marry already, they don't marry finished, they don't marry 1 year plus, and this kind of thing they happen. So as a man, if now you be not so brother-in-law, why you go reason this kind of thing, say you won't give your wife this kind of condition? Why you go reason and say, make her give my wife this kind of condition before she go this master's where she won't go? Then why would you do that? As a man, I 1 year after until they think, like, how would I take with this mentality? This guy, they tell him why I say, if we finish the masters, if you finish the master, I will sponsor everything all your life. Of course, scholarship don't pay for your school, but for the house where we go rent, for where we go live, hospital expenses, anything to do, I'm go to sponsor other one. So all that money now where don't they spend. Once you don't finish your masters, you don't get work, you don't get good job where where they say you don't make good money. you go kind of give me all your salary every month until me I feel you don't come out of our head. So why do you think someone would come up with this kind of condition in the first place? As a guy, tell me your mindset on this. Then number two, where is this going to? What is Nonso's sister? What do you think? The number is 07,000 917. Go ahead and call in and tell me your thoughts. All right, what do you think about this? Please, if you're sending a message on the Adults Conversations family group chat, remember to put your name and location. If you're sending a text or a WhatsApp message, remember also to put your name and location. It's important. Put your name and location. Thank you very much. 7,000 917. What do you think, and what do you advise Nonso's sister to do? Minutes past 11 on Women Radio 9.7, and this is still Adults Conversations, where we discuss real life issues and matters relating to the heart. If you're just tuning in, this is Adults Conversations, and you are welcome. Tonight we're profiling the story of Nonso. Nonso is talking to us about his sister, who is in a very tricky situation at the moment. He's saying that before his sister got married, she applied for a scholarship for her MBA, a scholarship to do a master's in business administration. Now, after she got married in July last year. She got married after literally, he says in the story, recently she got the scholarship. So I don't know how recently, but he says recently she got that scholarship that she'd been applying for, and the scholarship is to go to Germany, and she's supposed to go January next year. That's 2023. So everything, everything is working around, working out, and she told her husband about it. Now, her husband came up with this condition that if they go abroad for her master's, her husband is a software developer, which anyone in the tech space knows that you can work remotely from anywhere as a software developer. So that's a good thing. In this case, that's a good thing. But her husband is saying that he would go with her, they would live together. But because her scholarship doesn't cover living expenses, he will take over the living expenses pending the time that she's in school and even when she leaves school and she's getting a job. But once she gets a good job that can pay her good money, she would be giving him all her salary until he feels that she has covered the backlog of living expenses that they have had since they came to Germany. And Nonsense sisters like, what? You have got to be kidding me. I'm not going to do that because I can't be working and you'll be getting paid. That doesn't make any sense to me. And Nonsense sister is really standing by that because she doesn't want to agree to that kind of condition. But Nonsense is saying, I understand where she's coming from and I agree with her for not agreeing to the condition. But here's the thing. They've been married for 1 year, 1 full year and some months. And Nonsense says this is really threatening to destroy their marriage. He's concerned about their marriage, and that's why he brought the story here to you and I to discuss. So you're doing the advice given, and I'm over here trying to make sense of the situation. So let's work together and let's hear your advice for Nonsense sister. What do you think he should do? What advice should he give her? That's what he's asking specifically. Hello, good evening. Hello.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening. Thank you for calling.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Solomon. Please go ahead.
The word that you gave.
Excuse me, could you say that again?
The word that says why? Because you're already married for how many years? 1 year. Okay, it's your wife. What you're supposed to do is that when the girl went there, you make the money. The money is free. And so what do you do is that he got the job. Any money that any salary they pay now is with you. You need to his father's house or to anywhere. If you don't have any business that you are doing, you call her, sit her down, baby. See, I'm not doing anything. So what do we do? So you will help. You will be the one that she help because you can't sit down and looking that you are not doing anything and you just sit down. So she can't do that. So it's what you just call her. Even this situation now, what do we do about it? And she will get solution. Even though that you have, two people are joining together and build it up and to start family. Understand? So I don't contribute
All right. Thank you very much, Solomon. Thank you. Okay, yet another person saying, I don't agree with this. I really do not agree with this, and I don't know how this is supposed to work out. They're supposed to support one another or each other. They're supposed to support each other. They're supposed to be on the same page as a team. So why is this even coming up? This is something that is hard for anyone to wrap their head around. But truth be told, I can imagine what position that Nonso's sister finds herself in right now. I can totally just imagine, because the truth of the matter is it's a difficult place to be when you think about going abroad and spending all this money. But was the condition really worth it? Was the condition really worth it? Is it worth that condition at the end of the day? Is it really? Is it? And that's the thing. That's the biggest thing here, because that's a major condition. That's not a small, condition. That's a real condition. It's a hardcore condition. And he's basically saying, that's what I can say right now. So, what are you advising Nonso's sister to do? Do you say talk to your husband, or do you say walk out of the marriage? What do you say specifically? Because Nonso says this is destroying their marriage, or this is threatening to destroy their marriage. That means they're not as they used to be, and this is a big deal. And sometimes things happen in marriage, and you wonder if they can go back from that. Again, time will tell. In this case, though, Nonso is saying, what can I tell my sister? What advice can I give her in a way that would help this situation? Imagine wanting something so badly and you finally get it, but your husband is the one holding. Imagine wanting something so badly and you finally get it, but your husband is the one holding you back. It can be really heart-wrenching. It can be really heart-wrenching. I don't know what the solution of this is, but I will take your advice. The number to call is 07000 917 917. 07000 917 917. Remember that you can send a text or a WhatsApp message to 0703 175 6537. You can absolutely send a text or a WhatsApp message to 0703 175 6537. This is Oladomo's Conversations on Women Radio 91.7. Okay, please call back if you can. Call back if you can. Good evening. Grandma Olenka. Good evening.
Yes, ma. Present, ma.
Good evening, Grandma. How are you today?
Good evening. Fine, thank you. I salute everyone and our elder.
It's good. She's good. Thank you, Grandma. They're all fine.
Good. The condition for me, the condition that man is given has already modified marriage. Because if it's truly really marriage, you know, go do that condition. Wife, to have money, to hold money, they think the woman will oppress them. So it's like, when you are working, your money belongs to me. Or they will be telling the children, go and meet your mother, go and meet your mother. When the husband knows the woman get money for her, go and meet your mother, don't disturb me. That's the type of man this husband is. It means he doesn't want the progress of that woman. What is the meaning of when you finish, you have to collect your salary to cover or to refund whatever he has spent. What is the meaning of that? This love matter, me, I don't understand it again. You know the Bible in the Message Bible says, Love cares more for others than for self. That's the message. That's from that First Corinthians chapter 13, when they talk about love. The message of his verse 5, that's what he says, that you care for others more than for yourself. So it means it's not saying this woman should not travel. That's it. And should not go for the master. That's what they're trying to say. So for something else, the sister must be not follow her.
My master's is like 1 year or 2 years, depending on the country you're doing it in.
So maybe they allow the husband to follow.
The husband can follow, and if he doesn't want to follow, he doesn't need to follow too. They don't have the agreement.
He has good job now. So where did they go do for them?
You can work from government too now.
Then this caring and then funding. When there's funding, and then the woman will not be penniless. Now you do the funding. When there's funding, and then the woman will not be penniless. Now you do the reading. Now you do the exam. And what I'm talking about here? See, the marriage is already modified. That's what I can say. The woman should go for her course. If you are afraid that she will have money to take care of herself,
No, as a matter of fact, she has money saved. The money might just not be enough to last her the entire 1 year or 2 years. But she's also agreeing to work. She knows that she'll have to work when she gets to Germany. So that's also an option. Besides, her family is there to also support her and all of that. So, but that's why I'm a bit confused as to where this is coming from.
yes. Maybe I'm confused. No. I need to go for a course. I don't know. I don't know what honestly. Me, I'm confused. So you have to tell your sister to be bold. And then women, some expenses that is not necessary. If you just not do it during this course, so that you have enough money to do this course comfortably, not this fashion, shoe, bag. You don't forget about it. Because I don't understand, this man wants to oppress and doesn't want her to be rich. That's it. That's all.
Right.
Thank you.
Okay, so Bamalaika is saying again, I don't know where this is coming from, and she's basically advising Nonso's sister to go do her course. She should go do her course. The man does not necessarily have to follow her. The fact that she has some money saved and she can still work when she gets to Germany, it's definitely a good idea. So Grandma is saying, go ahead and do your course. If your marriage will not survive after this, it's because of what he said. It's because of that condition that he gave you, not because you wanted it to end. As a matter of fact, she's saying the fact that he gave her that condition already nullified wanted it to end. As a matter of fact, she's saying the fact that he gave her that condition already nullifies the marriage. Because why would you give a condition like that? I mean, I hear all this kind of stories a lot of the time. I hear, and I'm sure you hear about it too. These stories where, the man sponsored, and I hate to say, because I'm not being tribalistic or anything, but a lot of the times this is peculiar to the tribe, where the man trains to go through university, takes her abroad for masters, and she's probably doing a master's or she's studying nursing or something in caregiving. At the end of the day, she thrives in this particular course that she's studying, and then of course the man is paying for every other thing, and they have children and all of that. And then she's done, and then the man is asking for her money, and then she's saying she can't give him the money, or maybe she gives him for a period of time, and after she's like, what is it? Every single month when they pay me, I go for everything. I know if you do this kind of thing. And then before you know it, the man raises his voice and they're making a big deal out of it. And then she calls the police. Now remember that in a lot of countries, if a woman calls the police on a distress call or she's complaining about being domestically violated, then that's a major problem. The man will sleep in jail, and that's if he will not be arraigned, if you will not be charged to court the following day. So it's definitely a big deal, and most men don't want that. So, and if the police come and they say, okay, she has signed a restraining order and she wants to be out of this place for a specific period of time, you can't pass this certain location and all of that, then the man is thinking, so she has taken my children, she has taken my house, she has taken blah blah blah, forgetting that you did something that caused that reaction. At the end of the day, who's to blame? Who is to blame at the end of the day? And this is basically what Nonso, I believe, is trying to prevent for his sister, which is why he's bringing this and he's asking this question to you tonight. So please, let's give more advice. Hello, good evening. Good evening, Mr. Donington.
No, this is Young again, please.
Okay, Young.
So, on what reasons you are, you're feeling insecure here? You want to go and secure your marriage, you want to, because you don't trust your wife, you want to follow her, and you want her to pay you for your own expenses after she has graduated, after she's done with her mother. You want her to pay you for your own expenses. I want to follow you. I want to live with you. I will spend the money at the end. You refund me for what I spent for both of you, for both of us. So, I'm a man. You know what? I don't know what some men take women for. I don't know what some men take women for. I don't just know. Some men, not all men.
Of course, and that is very true.
I don't know what they take women for. Tell message, and you know, like the message. This is a divorce contract in advance. Yes, the marriage is heading to separation. That's what this girl, without being told, will not accept this condition.
I don't think anybody in their right mind would accept that, except maybe somebody who doesn't have any backup plan, somebody who feels like they don't know what to do, they have nowhere else to turn to.
So the man knows what he just wants to divorce the marriage. That's the thing. Anyway, I want to say hello to Mr. Donington. I'm happy to hear his voice again, and Grandma too. I'm waiting to hear me from Lady B. I mean, some of them while I was away.
Of course. Thank you very much, Jan. It's good to have you back again. All right, so this particular story is definitely one that it's getting a lot of tongues wagging, and for good reason. But what are your expectations from this? What is your advice, actually? What is your advice for Nonso's sister? What is your advice? I mean, this particular story is so tricky that it's like, where do we even begin? Hello, good evening. Good evening.
I come back.
Oh, okay.
You know, who will help person, who will stress them? Who will help person, who will stress them? You could just start and join the team. So you don't help yourself. That guy, you want him that way. I know that. But me, I'm a man. I didn't train the girl for school. He finished university and got a job here. No.
And you know, ask her this kind of thing.
I never asked anything for anything.
And you know, ask her this kind of thing.
I never asked anything for anything about I'm the one that even send that money to even eat sometimes. So, who will help us use the stressor? Make that guy free. That guy is not his phone.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you for that. I think the same people have been calling since the beginning of the program. Let's hear new voices, okay? If you want to contribute, the number to call is 07000 917 917. 07000 917 917. What is your contribution? What is your advice to Nelson to give his sister? Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening. Thank you very much for calling. May I know your name and where you're calling from?
My name is Caroline Kumo.
Hello, Caroline. How are you doing today?
I'm alright. Are you?
I'm okay. Thank you for calling.
Yeah. You see, this really kind of funny because how you really be that greedy? That's too much. I think it's that, yeah, you're really asking for half or quarter. You can still consider that, but all of this, that's too much. And this is what if she finished or she got done with her course and everything, and she did not quickly get a job. That means she'll be giving her a hard time. That will not be nice if she goes on with this. It will not be nice at all because she'll be feeling uncomfortable. Her mind will not be at rest until she gets the job. And eventually she gets the job. All the stress, all the stress she has been through, men may not be able to get that with the job. So it's better for us to have a peace of mind and don't get our husband involved in this. You shouldn't want the peace of mind because if this, you don't have anybody that waiting for that person involved in this because I will say it's not very nice if you now later get a job strong because the man will not take it easy the past. So it's better she has a peace of mind and get her thing done with peace and comfortableness.
Thank you so much. Of course. Thank you very much. Thank you for contributing. Okay. I don't even know what to say at this point because I'm torn in different places, and this is not because there are too many points of view, but it's because there are too many thoughts flowing in my mind. I'm just like, I understand this, I hear this, I see you, and at the end of the day, it's like it comes back to one question. Why did he give her this type of condition? Now, maybe he wants to travel with her because he feels like, we just got married 1 year and some months. Going for a master's by yourself might not be the best thing because, we might be wanting to have children. We're working on all these different projects. And I don't want to be away from you after just 1 year and a few months. So, maybe that's why he wants to go with her. Hello, good evening. Hello? Okay, please call me back if you can. 07000 917 917. That's the number to call. Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening. Please, what's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Emmanuel from Alaska.
Emmanuel from Alaska. Okay.
Yes, I'm on the should be ashamed of. That's what I'm surprised. One caller said, so men don't know how men they do something. Now, where do my friends totally go? Something they go with me is the ex-girlfriend. What is your ex-girlfriend doing now? Say they don't give me so. Or the show and about her me, I will connect up. Whatever. And the student of Uniport, because my ex-girlfriend send her from year 200 to year 400. Most graduation, exactly. And he paid me, but I don't fake anything. I did not, so the point of that especially is that the man should not, in fact, should not do anything. He should let the woman have her will. That's the way I'm
okay, but let me ask you something, because this one you just talk, I just bring one thought to come my mind. Say, if for better, if this man not tell this girl this thing when you talk now when both of them don't travel already, when the guy don't already they start to pay for their living expenses. Now say for better saying at that time he go tell and say just so you know this money where they pay you, give me back as once you start work. Not be now.
Before the what tell us this is what they want to before the what tell us this is what they want to that's where they look at it.
Okay, so it better like this now. Wait till now before they travel.
No, they might not want to talk to me anytime. That's why I'm looking at it.
Okay.
And even somebody was telling me so many years back that money stress on the woman is only regarded as loss, even if you don't even marry the woman eventually. Don't talk of your wife or your fiancé, whatever. That was why I thought I trained this girl for Uniport for 3 good years. She was already in the 20 level before we met. I felt I was investing. Not necessarily her mind was, in fact, even did the introduction. That introduction, the town hall was fit to capacity. So the spokesman and the brother to my fiancé. Because he said, look, now when they drink your drink, just say tomorrow you go say no marry our sister. Somebody else that I didn't get that boy's phone number to approve that. People tell me that they say they cannot use your sister. They say they can't use me now. So the bottom line is that I think too rich. I took her. So like that is when the man talk. Whether in Nigeria or abroad, it's not supposed to contribute to making it. That's what I'm looking at it. Maybe the woman already.
Yes, they don't marry.
They don't marry.
They don't marry.
She's better. She's better half. So it's like investing on himself. So like one scholar said,
don't do. No, not talking anything where you're not supposed to talk. You don't talk. Because your mouth's not to go down that side now. All right. Thank you. Because after the year, we're talking, I know saying, don't repeat that thing without that color talk. I talk, say, no talk. Now, why just shut her down like that? Now, you just better that. See, anyhow we want to do this on head, put it up, down, put it down, up. Anyhow we want on this matter of this condition where this man give this woman. Maybe for a year at all. If we want they completely on here. But now when you don't give this condition already, the way the woman don't talk say she go agree. Waiting the way forward. Waiting the way forward now, man, we're here. Waiting the way forward. So, go ahead and call in. 07,917 917 is the number to call. This is the Dumbest Conversations on Women Radio 91.7.
We are Nigeria's only radio station for women and their families.
My better people better don't land. Ice Medicare HMO now one of that Ubonge health maintenance organization where our government stamp gidigba for health insurance matter. My country people, why you go sick before you cover yourself? What if money no dey when you fall sick? Ice Medicare HMO get better health plan and benefit for organized private sectors, homes, communities, and even private individuals and families. Ice premium for all their plans dey pocket friendly. Na shikini money. Ice hospital network na all over Naija. They fit help you arrange treatment for Obodo Oyibo. Their head office na number 2 Osho Street, Okpebi Link Bridge, off Okpebi Road, Ikeja, Lagos. For more information, call 080-93-555-863 or 080-3263-9058. I say health protection in your colors. 2023 general election don come home. Time don come to move Nigeria forward with our votes. Make we join hands together and vote for better candidates. Candidates wey no dey use women play. Candidates wey carry woman matter for head. Women o, make una get una permanent voters card (PVC). Make we vote better.
Na Voice for Women Empowerment Foundation and Women Radio 91.7 bring una this message. At Women Radio 91.7, we value you and we are constantly looking for ways to be closer to you. Hence the Women Radio membership to connect you with other women in the 36 states of Nigeria. Are you a trader, business owner, student, pensioner, stay-at-home mom, or farmer? The Women Radio membership is here for you at no cost. Register at WSM917.com. You can also join the Women Radio membership Facebook group. As a member, we promote your business on Women Radio, and you also get to win amazing prizes every month. Download our mobile app and listen to us anywhere you are. The Women Radio membership, connecting you to other women. Lunch vibes. Every music note counts, aligning with lyrics and rhythm. Words soothing to the ears, voices and melodies with the best vibes ever. That is Lunch Vibes on Women Radio WFM 91.7.
You know I'm just that type. No, I'm not big deal, my vibe. Whatever you call it, be it apropos, this or gossip, best believe it's got you covered 100%. Join me NY and Slow every Friday at 7:15 p.m. for the best of entertainment juice only on Black Food.
Almana Hope Foundation, in partnership with Women Radio 91.7, brings you a widows where issues affecting widows in our society are discussed. Join Hope Wakosi Saturdays, 6 p.m. on WFM 91.7. A widow's window, giving widows a voice.
After a day at work, full of deadlines, computers, ringing phones, it's time to relax.
You're tuned in Women Radio 91.7.
Minutes to 8, and this is still Adult Conversations on Women Radio 91.7, where we discuss real life issues and matters relating to the heart. Thank you very much for still staying tuned, and if you're just tuning in, you're welcome. Tonight we're profiling the story of Nonso. I'm going to read the story as sent in so that you can hear it as it is. My name is Nonso. Before my younger sister got married in July last year, she had been applying for a scholarship to do her master's in business administration. She recently got that scholarship to study in Germany starting January next year and told her husband about it. Luckily, her husband is a software developer, so he can work from anywhere. The thing is that he's given her a condition that when she gets a good job after the master's, she'll be giving him all her salary till he feels that she has paid back all the living expenses that he paid for both of them while she was schooling. He promised that he'll still be giving her a small allowance to buy personal things, but she refused because according to her, she can't be doing the work and someone else will give him the money. Nonso said this is seriously threatening their marriage. What advice do I give her? What advice do I give her? Now, this is an incoming message, and this one says, first of all, we don't know if the husband is capable to pay for the expenses to travel and also the wife's upkeep in school, or if he's taking a loan for them to go. Nonso should let us know because we cannot advise without that information. Well, I don't know, and Nonso, if you tuned in, please just let us know what the response to that is. Is her husband getting a loan or not? Hello, good evening. Hello, good evening. Kindly call back if you can. All right, this one is coming from Yahya Rabi from Egbeda, who says there is no problem if she agrees with the conditions, but I don't think he loves the woman. It's just the woman that gets his scholarship and his pension plan. I don't really understand that. Okay. 07000 is the number to call. 07000 So what do you think about this situation? What do you think about this? Do you think this is something that she should heed to? Do you think this is something that she should say, okay, no problem, or something that she should literally fight because this is a really, really bad idea? What are your thoughts tonight? I want to hear what you think, and I want to know what your perspective is on this particular one. This is the message from Chris Ianobon from Facebook, who says they are a couple, so let her say what is good for her and let them both agree with each other. There may be a problem in the future as the husband feels insecure and wants to get back some of his investment on her. They both can settle as adults and as the couple. But love covers all sins. I doubt whether they truly love each other. That's my humble opinion. Hello, good evening. Please turn down the volume of your radio. Please turn down the volume of your radio. Amaka, please turn down the volume of your radio.
I've done that.
Thank you so much. All right, where are you calling from, Amaka?
I'm calling from.
Turn down the volume of your radio.
I've done that.
Thank you so much. All right, where are you calling from, Amaka?
I'm calling from Abinyoko.
Okay. All right, thank you.
I'm a new caller.
Oh, you're a new caller. Fantastic. Thank you very much for calling.
Okay, I enjoy your program very well. About this and the sister issue. I don't think that man loved that girl. When you have problem in the future, and the man say that it's not okay. So that is it. We endangered their marriage. I advise the girl not to agree on issues like that because it's a delicate issue.
So what should she do? Is it that she should not go for the masters, or she should not agree with his condition? And if she doesn't agree, okay.
Yes, the man said until he feels that he has paid enough. Like how many billions or how many months?
He feel right.
Like how many billions or how many months?
He feel right.
Like how many billions? You know, I said, okay, it will be like 30 years. And you will look at the slave. So please, let them think about it before the day will give in.
All right.
That's my advice.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Amaka. Okay. Amaka is saying, think about it too. Think about it. You know, it doesn't even specify a time frame. It doesn't say, when you get a good job, you will pay me all your salary for the next 3 years after that. It doesn't say, when you get a good job, you will pay me your salary for 3 months, and then after you start paying me for half, you start giving me half the salary for the next 6 months. It doesn't say anything like that. It only says, you'll be giving me your salary until I feel that you have paid back all the living expenses that I spent on both of us when you were in school. Now, I honestly really wonder where this particular school of thought is coming from. Who came up with something insensitive? So, what do you really think about this? What do you think about this? I was asking earlier that would it have been better if he didn't tell her this, only to go with her abroad and then tell her this when they get there. Tell her this when they started living together. Then tell her that, oh, so yeah, you don't know you're supposed to be giving me all the money you make because I'm the one that trained you through school. You know, would it have been better? As a matter of fact, I can't even imagine how this situation still happened in today's society. But it's real. It's very real. It's very, very real. And that's the saddest part of it all. That it's real. That it's actually happening. That this is actually someone's story. That's the part that really, really hurts the most. So, just from where you're seated, if you think about the story, if you're in So's shoes, what would you advise your sister to do? What would you advise your younger sister to do? Now, remember, he's saying he agrees with the fact that she doesn't think it makes sense. He agrees with the fact that she can be working and he'll be eating the money. He agrees with that, but he says that this is threatening her marriage. It's threatening to destroy her marriage, and he's concerned about that. What is your solution to it? Hello, good evening.
Hello. Hello.
Good evening, I can hear you.
Hello.
Good evening, I can hear you. Can you hear me? All right, call back if you can, please. I don't know, maybe that's a network situation, but please call back if you can. To a large extent, that just might be our final call tonight, because we are at the curtain call for tonight. We've spent a lot of time, but let me take this call. Hello, good evening. Hello? All right. Well, so far so good on adult conversations tonight. We have most definitely agreed on one thing, which is that condition is baseless, shouldn't even be existing in the first place, and is not favorable to Nongso's sister. So, whatever the case is, it's definitely not a good idea. There's so many ways to do things like this, so many ways to work around the situation. And from all the schools of thought that have spoken tonight, there's one unanimous point. This is very uncalled for, and this doesn't signify love. Now, because she's already in the marriage, I don't know what else she can do. But another collective advice here is go and do the masters yourself with the money that you've paid, money you've saved, and whatever it is else that family and friends can give you. Go and do masters. This man may love you, but he doesn't prioritize you. So the sooner we understand that, the better. Well, I don't know how else to say that this is definitely heartbreaking tonight, because it really, really, really hurts. It really hurts that this is happening in reality. But thank you very much for all your contributions. Thank you for your calls. Thank you for your texts. Thank you for WhatsApp messages. Thank you, and thank you. This show is nothing without you. So thank you so much for continuously being a part of Adults Conversations and sharing your answers with us. If you want to join the group chat, please make sure to send in your name and contact number. Send your name and contact number, and you'll be added on to the group. Remember to send it on WhatsApp, name and contact number on WhatsApp. Then another thing which is very important, really important, is understand that you're in that right space. Understand that you're doing what you should be doing. So derive joy in that essence of you, even in this situation where it seems like there's really nothing to do. Thank you so much for calling, texting, joining me tonight in Adult Conversations. Thank you, and thank you. And of course, next week is another time, Mondays to Thursdays, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Thank you very much to the engineer on duty and, of course, my studio assistant, Enola. Thank you very much for tuning in once again. I'm Santo Titilayo Ajama. Do you have a lovely rest?